It's a great honor to be able to speak to you, sir, the superstar of shanties in games, Seán Dagher. It's quite a specific craftsmanship you have established a name in. How did the developer of the Assassin's Creed franchise come up to you as a addition to the series, musical-wise?
So this goes back to 2012. AC3 was the first game I was involved in, and the Ubisoft office in Montreal, they found my colleague Dave Gossage. You know, he's a flute player, but he's also a teacher at McGill in the music department, and I presume someone who had been to McGill knew him as a teacher and a player of folk music. And one night, Dave came up to me. We were playing a gig in a pub, and at the end of the night, he came up to me and he said, "Seán, I need you to sing this video game music, some Sea Shanties, whatever." And I said, "Yeah, whatever, Dave. That's fine. It's not going to change the course of my career."
Little did you know.
Little did I know. Yeah.
Okay, so you mentioned you were doing a gig. You're a professional touring musician yourself, primarily, and then also a game celebrity second, or how does it compare right now?
You know, like I play music in an Irish pub in Montreal 2 nights a week, sometimes 4, but usually 2, and that's my steady thing. And then I deviate away from that, doing recordings either for games or for movies or whatever. And then I've also, since the pandemic, I've been out on the road with my solo project and also with other bands I play in. I play in a group called Ska Consort. I have a project with La Nef. So when those bands go on the road, I'm on the road with them. So it's a hodgepodge. And that's the lovely thing about my career is you can do a whole bunch of different things and you never get bored of anything.
Yeah, beautiful. And you play a lot of instruments as well, like the oud and the banjo and stuff. All over the world, you manage your contributions to all genres, even Arabic kind of music, right?
Yeah, my dad is from Lebanon, and I have an ode that I have an ode that my grandfather brought over to North America 60 years ago. And so my main instrument is the Irish bouzouki, and that's what I play mostly. And then depending on the need of whatever project, I'll branch off into something related. I spent a lot of time on oud a few years ago, a lot of time on banjo. I got hired to play with the Montreal Symphony for a Mahler symphony.
Oh, yes.
So in mandolin, Mahler 7 has mandolin. So I toured with them for that piece. So I sort of branch away from bouzouki and then come back to it too. I have a degree in music theory and composition from Concordia University, Montreal, the bad one. Oh, don't take that out.
Okay, that's cut out. And you mentioned Lebanon, your father's a country of origin. Did you know that your last name is derived from Dagher, which means the one who attacks? I found out.
I didn't know that.
The internet told me. So, but okay, maybe we'll leave that here.
Yeah, my dad has told me something similar to that. I've heard other people that say it comes from zaher, which it means flower. You know.
Oh, beautiful!
But I'll take the attacker, the flower attacker.
The attacking flower. So now to the core of the matter: Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag Resynced. You yourself, are you a gamer, or is there no time left in your life to involve yourself with gaming?
I've never played any of these games, and so it's sort of a magical world to me that people come out of, and they come out in their hair all tough. So it's like, I just played 100 hours of singing, listening to you singing, and I don't really know what it means. I love that it exists, and I love that community, but I'm not part of it.
That sounds so bizarre to my ears, because you are such a necessary element in the game, in those games. Those people love your voice. They dream about it when they've spent hours and hours in Assassin's Creed, and you say, "Well, no, I don't play myself." I find it
it's weird,
kind of hilarious. But the development team, they never forced you to play. Like, okay, just experience how it is. Maybe it helps you compose new shanties.
Look, I've watched a lot of the videos. I've watched the in-game videos. I've seen how the games are involved, the shanties, And so I have an idea of the context. You know, I know what we're making the music for,
Yeah.
and I think it's cool. And actually, for my own, you know, my Shanty of the Week series, I was putting out the shanties, and at a certain point, I realized there's something missing from these things. And what was missing for me was the sound of the ships, so and the water. So I went and got a whole bunch of sound effects, and I released an album of this. I re-released some of the songs, but with the boat sound effects,
Creaking and wind
yeah, the
blowing through
creaking and the
sails.
waves, and so I myself, even though I hadn't played it in the game, I still understood that that was one of the things that made the songs be successful. And my Shanty of the Week Waves edition, I called it, was a lot of fun to put out.
Yeah, and for viewers of this interview, where can we find this Shanty of the Week series?
The series is on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, Shanty of the Week, and the songs I released the songs all on all the streaming platforms, you know, Apple Music, Spotify, and you know, and it's all and Bandcamp. So it's available, it's readily. But the original videos where I introduced the songs, hi, my name's Sean, those are all still up there on YouTube.
Cool. Me myself, I'm working for NPO Classical, the Dutch classical radio station. We're very privileged to be able to premiere the track "Burn Blackbeard's Beard." Tell me, how did this come to you in a dream or something? Because it sounds so authentic to me, as if it's a song from the 1700s, 1800s. Because it's brand new, right?
It's brand new. Yeah, I wrote it last year, and the idea for the song was given to me by Ubisoft. They said we want to write this song, and they had the title and everything, "Burn Blackbeard's Beard," or maybe they just had maybe it was just Blackbeard's beard. And then, so you know, because the myth of him putting these wicks in his beard to frighten his opponents, and there's a famous picture of him with this burning beard and his burning eyes. You know, I thought, oh man, that's amazing. That's exactly the kind of legend. You know, I don't care if it's true or not. It's the kind of legend that I want to be writing about. And so you know, having done a deep dive both with all the Assassin's Creed work and the Shanty of the Week work, I had really gotten inside different versions of songs and what makes them work, and what do they really do, and what types of harmonies, and I sort of, with that one, I really set out to synthesize like what is going to sound the most like the best song, and I'm happy with it. I love the way it turned out. Although I haven't heard the final version. You know, we recorded it.
I did.
And then the post-prod, I haven't. Oh, okay. I can't wait to hear it.
It's beautiful. But that's the thing, the magic of music. How do you make it sound so authentic, as if it were old music that's been in this society for centuries? What in the melody of the track is it that sounds so old?
You know, I imitated the types of rhythms that we see often in shanties, the types of the melodic phrases. I didn't copy any melodic phrases, but I said, oh, these melodic phrases are of the type we find. You know, I did, so it's in 4/4, it's in the key, it doesn't go too far in the harmony, it stays there. And what happens is you write 500 songs, and one of them sounds authentic and 499 don't.
Oh, so, wow, this sounds like Johannes Brahms, the composer, who always was struggling and threw things in the fire, and then suddenly he had the Holy Grail. That must be painful to keep on writing, and not good enough. There it is.
No, it's not, because you're you know, something you just scribbled it down, and you look at it, you're like, no. So it's not something. It's not that you've been your best friend for 20 years and throwing it in the fire.
True,
you know,
that's true.
It's something. It didn't exist 10 seconds ago, and now it doesn't exist 10 seconds later. So it's fine. It comes and goes, and you know, because you can come up with something again. There's no emotional attachment to something that's like not really good, you know. And you know, maybe you make a mistake, maybe you throw out something that was going to be good, but usually you keep the things, and you come back to it the next day, and you go, oh, that's terrible. It doesn't,
next day when you're sober. It's a cliche.
Usually for writing, I can't do that kind of writing if I'm not pretty sober.
Mm-hmm. And did you do tryouts at your Canadian Montreal pub gigs? Like, will this work in the game? Let's try it out tonight live.
No.
Okay.
No, it didn't. because of the NDAs, you know, because of not.
Oh, of course,
I
yeah.
didn't I didn't want to.
People in the
I didn't,
audience
you know, I
with
didn't.
smartphones.
You never know. Can you imagine if I said, "Hey guys, here's a song that's gonna." No, 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 no. I didn't do that.
Okay, but then the
Yeah.
exciting part is then you email it, I think, to the developers, and then you're waiting their response. Is that nerve-wracking?
Yeah, I think I recorded sort of demo versions, like just on. And I think for Blackbeard's Beard, I was on tour in the middle of the United States. I was in Iowa, um, and so I'm in a hotel room, you know, with on my laptop with a USB microphone, recording all these voices, and
In a
my
hotel
wife's
room,
saying, "What?"
beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. My wife is actually that one was it wasn't a, it was yeah it was sort of a hotel, but it was a Maharishi yoga transcendental meditation retreat dorms. That's where we happened to be staying. Anyway, we were given lodgings there, and so I don't know what the transcendental meditating people thought, but they were cool. But I don't know what they thought about this guy yelling pirate sounds from the room next door. And my wife was like, "Can I go to sleep now?" I was like, "One second, I got to do one more pirate voice." Arr!
Transcendental pirate songs, beautiful. I was thinking
Yeah.
maybe this Seán did some method acting on a 17th century ship on the North Atlantic, but no, that wasn't the fact.
And so I would send the demos that I recorded to my contact, and they would come back with, you know, changes they wanted to the lyrics, or you know, we talked about the approach to the song. Oh, this one sounds too modern. It doesn't sound, you know, and so we worked together like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Beautiful.
yeah.
I see that we're already through our time. One final question. Assassin's Creed Resynced will be coming out. Are any of the old tracks from 2013, are they revamped? Did you do some alterations on some things, additions?
I didn't do any. Um, I didn't do any alterations to the song, but I did hear in one of the trailers, one of the older, like I think Lever Johnny,
Mhm.
the 2013 version of it. So I believe that, I mean, and someone from Ubisoft can answer this better than me. But no, we recorded new songs that I wrote, and we recorded new songs that are traditional, and I believe they're bringing back some of the old songs from the original game. So those are the three kinds of shanties that are in the game.
Great. And then the final question. All those NDA things are now behind you. Is it possible to witness you live in Montreal with those shanty songs, or won't they be?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, oh, absolutely. Yeah. I will be happy. Yeah. When everything's released, and I'm definitely going to bring those songs into my performance repertoire. I mean, the ones that I like and the ones that work, you know. And Burn Blackbeard's Beard, I think is my favorite one of the new ones that I wrote.
Yes. So glad to hear it. I will be airing it in the Netherlands. Thank you so much for your time, Sir Seán Dagher.
Nice to meet you.
Blackbeard scared even pirates bold. Burn Blackbeard's beard. He took their ships and he took their gold. Burn Blackbeard's beard. Burn, burn, oh beard upturn you. Feared by those who are feared by whom. Disappeared and then returned. Oh, burn Blackbeard's beard. Beard on fire and a steely stare. Burn Blackbeard's beard. Sailing higher than a mortal dare. Burn Blackbeard's beard. Burn, burn, oh beard up. Fast as you dare. Feared by those who are feared by foes. Disappeared and then returned. Oh, burn Blackbeard's beard. Hey, King George, you can pardon this. Burn Blackbeard's beard. He don't care for your royal kiss. Burn